and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is where we get you all the action on the Lal Street, as well as all the queries that you have about the stocks in your portfolio get answered over the next 50 minutes here. Of course, if in case you're joining us afresh, WhatsApp number is on your screens. Send me all your questions about the stocks in your portfolio or on your radar. Of course, you can mention your own name, location and contact details. We can give you an option to also speak live to our top market experts to get a custom-made advice on the program. Now, in case you are with us on our YouTube channel, Business Today, then go to Daily Calls Live, use the comment section there to send me your questions. I'll be happy to address that with our top guests as well. But let me quickly look at how the markets are shaping up. 24,172. There is a 66 point of a cut on the Nifty right now. Clearly some more pressure building up from the financials today. PSU banks, which were bucking the trend in yesterday's trading session, has now come under pressure. You can clearly see the index now hovering near the day's low point. About 0.7% of a cut can be seen on the PSU banking index. You're also looking at private banks, financial services also, dragging the Nifty bank overall. The IT stocks are also 0.3% lower in the session. So two of the biggest heavyweight pockets, IT and banks, they are both contributing to the sentiment on the lower side. Slight gains can be seen on the real estate pack. Broader markets also up into the green, just about 0.2% of an up move. You're looking at the metal space also, that is just about 0.1% higher in the session. Let's actually welcome our guest on board. We have Rupak Day, the senior research analyst at LKP Securities, joining in with a fresh take on the markets. Welcome, Rupak. Your sense on the markets right now, and how is it likely to pan out?
After starting on a steady footing, Nifty has fallen by about 100 points. But what I find in the latest chart, Nifty is taking support around its important moving average on an intraday chart. So I think there might be a chance that Nifty might recover. Nifty might give a meaningful recovery on an intraday basis, and on the higher end, it might recover towards 24,400. So I am expecting a recovery given that it is holding above 24,150. So support is at 24,150, and on the higher end, it might go towards 24,400.
Okay. Let's also try and understand on the real estate space. Are you looking at some more uptick coming in? Today, the sector is the top performer amidst this otherwise very muted set of trade that's panning out to be. Your sense on the real estate sector?
So I think the real estate sector might witness recovery from here. I think after a few days of downwards consolidation, the index is ready for a recovery towards 1,000. And on the lower end, support is at 880. Till the time it is remaining above 880, I think space is looking good.
Okay, let's start taking some questions now. Rupak, we have our first question coming into you from Bangalore. This is Naveen asking you on CDSL, and he says, I have about 1,400 shares as my buying price. 1,435 is my buying price. About 290 shares is what I hold. I want to know whether I should continue to hold on or to exit the current stock. So he bought it at 1,435. Currently the stock is at 1,367. He's been seeing some pressure build up. Do you see any kind of reversal on the charts, or will it take time? What would you advise?
So recently, the stock has fallen below. In fact, today the stock has fallen below its important moving average, and I think the correction might extend in the short term. On the lower end, 1320 might come in the near term. So I would suggest to hold the stock with a stop loss of 1360. Below 1360, I think exit would be a better strategy.
Okay, let's take the next query. This one is from, again, one of our viewers, Sumit Lakhar. He says, I'm a regular viewer of Daily Calls. Thank you, Sumit, for writing in. He says he has a question on whether he should make a fresh investment in Canara Bank and Canara HSBC life insurance stocks. He's planning to buy both of these and would appreciate your guidance here. For Canara HSBC Life, we've seen a smart uptick today after the Q1 numbers have actually come in. After the recent listing, the stock is now finally on an uptrend. You can see about an 8 to 9% of a move coming in as a strong reaction to the earnings. Remains to be seen whether this momentum can continue going forward. And between Canara Bank and Canara HSBC Life, where would you advise a fresh purchase?
So Canara HSBC Life is looking very good on chart. It has given a significant breakout on the chart. I feel the stock might move towards 180, even above 180 it might go in the near term. So investing into this stock would be a better idea than investing in Can Bank. Can Bank is looking very average on chart. I expect the stock to struggle in the short term. So Canage Life would be a better investment as compared to Canara Bank.
Okay, let's take the next query, and this one is from Avdish Kumar Thakur, one of our other viewers on our WhatsApp, who says, please help me with the Valiant Organics share that I have in my portfolio, and I have a medium term view. What is your target for Valiant Organics, and do you advise continuing to hold on? 315 पर इन्होंने लिया है Valiant Organics का share. Do you track this?
No, I'm not finding the stock.
Okay, you're not unable to find the stock. Okay, we'll take his second question. His second question is on Vishal Megamart. Do you track this one, and can you give a medium term view on Vishal Megamart?
So I don't track the stock, but I have the chart of this stock. So currently the stock is trading around 111, and the stock doesn't have any trend either on the upside or the down or on the downside. But we should hold the stock with a stop loss of 110. Below 110, I would suggest to exit from the stock.
Okay, let's take some questions on our YouTube. Also, a lot of our fresh viewers are joining in on the program. We have Anuj, Rishikesh, Shomalia joining in. Welcome to all of you. Praveena also is here. We'll start taking some of your questions too. Anuj says, Supriya Life Sciences का शेयर उन्होंने 548 के रेट पर लिया है, 500 शेयर्स हैं. एक साल तक का टारगेट क्या हो सकता है? रूपक आपसे पूछना चाहते हैं.
जी, सुप्रीम इंडस्ट्री का टारगेट मुझे लगता है
सुप्रिया लाइफ साइंसेस आज 2% ऊपर है. ये 855 पर है और उन्होंने 548 के रेट पे लिया है, यानी कि अच्छे खासे प्रॉफिट में है. अब क्या करना चाहिए?
तो मुझे लगता है कि एक बार होल्ड करना चाहिए. 830 का स्टॉप लॉस होगा. 830 अगर गया तो एग्जिट लेना चाहिए, नहीं तो होल्ड कर सकते हो. ऑन रिकवरी आई थिंक 880 तक जा सकते हैं.
ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लेते हैं और ये सवाल हमारे पास आया है ऋषिकेश का. लिखते हैं, हाय साक्षी, आई हैव अपोलो माइक्रो शेयर्स एट 450. आई वांट टू नो विल देयर बी मोर डाउनसाइड टू द स्टॉक, एंड प्लीज गाइड विद द स्टॉप लॉस एंड टारगेट ऑन अपोलो माइक्रो. नाउ द थिंग विद अपोलो माइक्रो इज अगेन द स्टॉक हैज हैड अ गुड रन अप in the recent past. Now it's coming under some consolidation. Now 383 can be seen as the current price. You bought this at 450, which means that it's constantly on a downward trend since the time you bought this. So let's try and understand what is the way out. Rupak.
The chart looks a bit risky. The stock has fallen back below its 21 days exponential moving average on the daily time frame, and currently it is challenging 50 days moving average. So I would suggest a stop loss of 380. Hold the stock with the stop loss of 380. Below that, exit.
Okay, let's take the next query, and this one is from one of our viewers again. This is Vidya Sagar on our WhatsApp, who says, I'm holding 1000 shares of Lloyd's Engineering. My price is just 13 rupees, and I want to know I can hold on for the long term, but would you advise me to continue to hold on with my position on Lloyd's Engineering, and what is the advice for the long term targets that you can expect here on Lloyd's?
So the stock has given a consolidation breakout on the daily chart, and on the monthly chart it has given previous swing high breakout. Stock is looking very good. It's a good hold with a stop loss of 80 rupees. Till the time it is remaining above 80, there is a chance that the stock might move towards 110 in the short to medium term.
Let's take the next one. This one is from Deepak Patel, who says, hi Sakshi, please suggest to me on Sri Lotus Developers. I have this stock in my portfolio at 150, 200 shares is what I have. Should I hold on or book my loss right now? Although I'm a long term investor, but I want to know whether this stock will recover and give me gains going forward. Sri Lotus Developers. Do you track this stock?
The stock name is Lotus Developer, right?
Correct. It's at 140 or around that level right now, and our viewer Deepak got this at 150. wants to know whether it's time to already book losses or should one hold on?
Exit would be better strategy as the stock has fallen back below its important moving average and the stock might witness further correction from here. So exit the stock and you might re-enter above 143 only.
Okay, let's take the next query. This one is from Shomalia Biswas. He's from Kolkata and he has a technical question for you, Rupak. He says, I have six lots of Nifty for 28 July expiry. 24,200 call option is what I have at 167. Is there a suitable target and stop loss that you can guide him for this option? What should he be doing? Should he hold on or not? For 28 July expiry, 24,200 call option at 167, 6 lots.
So I think he should continue holding the stock. I expect a strong recovery from here. The stop loss I would suggest to place below 132. Below that, it might fall further. But on the higher end, I expect the option to rise towards 125 in the near term by tomorrow.
Okay. Let's take the next query. Ankur Modi has the next question. Says, hi Sakshi, hope you're doing well, very well. Thank you so much for asking, Ankur, and I hope the same for you too. The query that he has today is on CAMS. At the current levels, he says it has definitely fallen a lot from its high levels. So is this the right time and the right price to enter into CAMS? And since it has a strong business monopoly, can it be accumulated in a staggered manner for the next 3 to 4 years as well? जब भी हम म्यूचुअल फंड्स का नाम सुनते हैं, कैम्स का नाम डेफिनेटली सबसे पहले आता है क्योंकि बहुत लोग इसे अपना प्राइम तरीका समझते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट जो करते हैं म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एक ही जगह पर अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को ट्रैक कर पाते हैं कैम्स पर. कैसे देखते हैं आप कैम्स को?
जी, चार्ट इसका अच्छा है. मुझे लगता है कि रिकवरी आना चाहिए मीडियम टर्म में. तो डेफिनेटली स्टॉक को एक्यूमुलेट किया जा सकता है फॉर ए टारगेट ऑफ 950 ओवर द मीडियम टर्म टू लॉन्ग टर्म. और नीचे स्टॉप लॉस प्लेस करना है 720 पे, जिसके नीचे वीक हो जाएगा स्टॉक.
ओके, गॉट दैट. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेरी की तरफ. ये सवाल हमारे पास आया है अथर्व बैनर्जी. देखते हैं, सर आधार हाउसिंग फाइनेंस आपको कैसा लगता है? 530 पर मैंने खरीदा है. इसके अलावा इंडियन बैंक पर भी इनका सवाल है, 870 पर ये भी खरीद है इनकी. तो बैंकिंग और हाउसिंग फाइनेंस दोनों ही कंपनीज पर फोकस है. आधार हाउसिंग फाइनेंस फिलहाल 514 पर चल रहा है, खरीदा इन्होंने 530 पर था. इंडियन बैंक की इनकी खरीद है 870 की.
जी, अदर हाउसिंग फाइनेंस का बहुत बढ़िया ब्रेकआउट दिया था डेली चार्ट पे, बट थोड़ा फॉल्टरिंग कर रहा है. तो मुझे लगता है कि होल्ड करना चाहिए स्टॉक को विद स्टॉप लॉस ऑफ 500 नहीं टूटा तो एक चांस है कि 600 तक शॉर्ट टर्म में जाए, तो होल्ड. और दूसरा इंडियन बैंक, जिसका इस चार्ट मुझे बहुत बढ़िया लगता है जनरली. और रिसेंट चार्ट मैं देखता हूँ तो रिसेंट चार्ट भी बहुत बढ़िया है. और stock has found support around its important moving average. Hold the stock with a stop loss of 814.
ओके, नेक्स्ट हम लेते हैं एक और सवाल, और ये सवाल हमारे पास आया है अगेन व्हाट्सएप यूट्यूब व्यूअर से. सत्या हैं जो कि लिखते हैं, इंडियन ऑयल कॉरपोरेशन IOC होल्ड किया है 130 पर. क्या इसे एवरेज करना चाहिए या फिर अभी फिलहाल निकल जाए इस कंपनी से? क्या सजेशन होगा आपका IOC में? देखा जाए तो पिछले 6 महीने में ऑयल एंड गैस स्पेस के ऊपर अच्छा खासा फोकस रहा है, क्योंकि वेस्ट एशिया वॉर के चलते क्रूड ऑयल प्राइसेस में जो उतार चढ़ाव देखने को मिला उसका सीधा इम्पैक्ट हमने ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज पर देखा है. अच्छी बात यह कि इन्होंने 130 पर लिया है तो प्रॉफिट में तो ये आ चुके हैं, लेकिन एक बार फिर से क्रूड ऑयल प्राइसेस बढ़ते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं क्योंकि टेंशन्स एक बार फिर से सेंटर स्टेज ले चुकी है. ऐसे में इम्पैक्ट हमेशा नेगेटिव होता है जब भी क्रूड ऑयल प्राइसेस बढ़ते हैं ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज पर. तो क्या ये सही समय है, प्रॉफिट जितना भी हो रहा है वो लेकर निकल जाए, या फिर अभी भी बने रह सकते हैं चार्ट्स पर?
मुझे लगता है बने रहना चाहिए. एक छोटा रिस्क लेके, एक रिस्क जो है 139 का रिस्क लेके बने रहना चाहिए.
ओके, रिस्क लेकर आप बने रह सकते हैं. आपको यहाँ पर बेहतर आउटलुक देखने को मिल सकता है आगे. कोई जल्दबाजी नहीं है अभी प्रॉफिट लेने की. फिलहाल ये राय है रूपक की आपके लिए. सिद्धार्थ है नोएडा से जो कि लिखते हैं, 90 शेयर्स त्रिवेणी टर्बाइन के हैं इनके पास 620 के भाव पर. पूछना चाहते हैं व्हाट टारगेट can I expect in the next 3 to 4 months?
So it has a support at 610. Till the time it is remaining above 610, there's a possibility that the stock might move towards 640, 660 in the near term. So hold the stock with a stop loss of 610.
ओके चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको स्टॉप लॉस के साथ बताया गया है कि आप बने रह सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट क्वेरी है गुंजन की जयपुर से, टानला प्लेटफॉर्म्स के ऊपर पूछना चाह रही हैं। 546 के भाव पर टानला प्लेटफॉर्म्स का शेयर होल्ड करा है, अपने पोर्टफोलियो में होल्ड करके रखें और इसका टारगेट क्या हो सकता है, दोनों पूछना चाहती हैं आपसे कि क्या बने रहें। 569 पर है, प्रॉफिट्स में है ये, और टारगेट क्या एक्सपेक्ट करें।
जी चार्ट अच्छा है, स्टॉप लॉस 560 का डाल के होल्ड कर सकते हो आप। ऑन रिकवरी 600 630 तक जा सकता है।
Okay, let's take Ravi Kalra's question next. He's from Delhi. He says, good afternoon, Sakshi. Good afternoon to you as well, Ravi. He says, I have got 1,000 shares of Senco Gold at 362. And I want to know what is the outlook on this stock for the next 6 months. And what should I do with my position currently in Senco? So the good part is you're in profits of about 12 odd rupees per share on your current holding. And we are again seeing that we are entering into the festive season soon. That's when usually the demand for a lot of gold related purchases rises during festive season, and even the wedding season is coming up. And now that the prices have cooled off from the peak, there is heightened chance that the demand improvement can be seen in the coming up festive season. Your sense on how should one be approaching Senco Gold?
The chart looks good, and it has a support at 360, and there's a high chance that the stock might continue moving towards the higher level. 410 should be next target, and a stop loss should be placed below 360.
Okay. Next, let's take another question, and this one we'll take from our YouTube viewers as well. A lot of them are joining in afresh on our channel. Jatin Dave says, hi Sakshi ji and Rupak ji, good afternoon. Please help me with a fresh buying price for Hindustan Aeronautics HAL. 1 साल के लिए इसे होल्ड करना चाहते हैं HAL को, क्या इसमें खरीदारी का समय आ चुका है? देखा जाए तो पिछले 6 महीने से आसपास से ये लगातार कंसोलिडेट कर रहा है HAL, और बहुत ज़्यादा उम्दा परफॉर्मेंस जिससे जो एक्सपेक्ट करी जा रही थी, क्योंकि ये नंबर 1 बिगेस्ट कंपनी है अगर डिफेंस क्षेत्र की, तो उस तरीके से परफॉर्मेंस तो नहीं दिखी है। खैर पूरे सेक्टर में ही बहुत ज़्यादा उम्दा परफॉर्मेंस नहीं आई है, तो HAL में अभी क्या कर सकते हैं?
जी करंट लेवल पे बाय कर सकते हो, क्योंकि लास्ट 3 महीना का मैं चार्ट देखता हूँ मंथली टाइम फ्रेम में, तो देखता हूँ कि 21 मंथ्स का जो एक्सपोनेंशियल मूविंग एवरेज है उसको ब्रेकडाउन नहीं दिया, तो होल्ड कर रहा है, पॉजिटिव सेंटीमेंट है, अभी बाय करना चाहिए सिग्निफिकेंट अपसाइड के लिए। एक स्टॉप लॉस मैं बताना चाहूंगा, वो रहेगा स्टॉप लॉस 4150 का।
Okay, let's take another query, and this one is from Raj, who says, hi Sakshi, I feel stuck in damn capital after buying near the all-time highs. Should I exit and switch my position? Which stock should I switch my position to? Can you please help me with the guidance? For sure Raj, we'll help you out. Damn capital में इन्होंने all-time high levels के आसपास खरीदारी कर ली, जिसके बाद यहाँ पर एक प्रेशर बिल्डअप हो रहा है। आप पूछना चाहते हैं क्या करें, निकल जाएं, किसी और में स्विच करें, या बने रहें?
जी देखिए, आफ्टर सिग्निफिकेंट करेक्शन मुझे लगता है कि इस लेवल से एक मीनिंगफुल रिकवरी आना चाहिए। स्टॉक को मैं देख रहा हूँ कि शॉर्ट टू मिड टर्म में 210 220 तक जाते हुए तो होल्ड करना चाहिए, बट एक स्टॉप लॉस डालना है 155 पे।
ओके चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल गई है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं, और ये सवाल हमारे पास आया है दीपक का। ये आपसे गुजरात फ्लोरो केमिकल्स के बारे में पूछना चाह रहे हैं। 4000 पर खरीदा है इन्होंने, होल्ड करें या सेल करें, ये आपसे एडवाइस लेना चाहते हैं गुजरात फ्लोरो केमिकल्स। करंटली आई थिंक 6% ऊपर है, ये ऑलमोस्ट 4500 4600 के आसपास आ चुका है, प्रॉफिट्स में है ये, अभी क्या करना चाहिए?
सिग्निफिकेंट सर्ज हुआ है रिसेंट प्राइस में, तो बट मुझे लगता है अभी भी प्राइस रैली बाकी है, 4800 5000 तक जा सकता है, और नीचे स्टॉप लॉस लगाना होगा 4300 के नीचे, और होल्ड करना चाहिए।
ठीक है, चलिए अब सवाल लेते हैं मयंक का, ये भोपाल से हैं। और आज ही लिस्ट हुई कंपनी के ऊपर इनका सवाल है, यानी कि एसबीआई फंड्स मैनेजमेंट के आईपीओ में इन्होंने निवेश किया है और 400 शेयर्स इनके पास हैं। अब पूछना चाहते हैं लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए क्या बने रहना चाहिए या नहीं। तो मैं डेफिनेटली एसबीआई फंड्स में आज आपको 7-8% तक का प्रीमियम देखने को मिल रहा है। पहले ही दिन देखा जाए तो ग्रे मार्केट प्रीमियम तो इंडिकेट कर रहा था शायद 18 से 20% तक की तेजी आ सकती है, लेकिन उस तरीका का मूव पहले दिन पे नहीं आया है। और अब आप पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए क्या आपको इसे होल्ड करना चाहिए या नहीं। रूपक, यहाँ पर टेक्निकल चार्ट्स तो आपके पास है नहीं, लेकिन क्या एलकेबी सिक्योरिटीज की तरफ से कोई भी आपने राय दी है क्लाइंट्स को जो आप शेयर करना चाहेंगे मयंक को?
जी, हमारा कवरेज साइड इसके ऊपर नहीं है और चार्ट के हिसाब से भी कुछ रेकमेंड नहीं कर सकते अभी।
Okay. Unfortunately, our guest cannot advise you, Mayank, but we'll try and address it with our fundamental experts. So come up with your question next whenever we have a fundamental guest coming in on the program. We have Lavisha's question next. Jalandhar से हैं ये। Inox Wind के ऊपर सवाल है इनका। 100 शेयर्स 100 के भाव पर खरीदा हुआ है। एवरेज कर सकती हैं अभी करंट लेवल्स पर या नहीं, ये आपसे जानना चाह रही हैं। और आउटलुक क्या देखते हैं आप आइनॉक्स विंड में? रेन्यूएबल एनर्जी स्पेस का एक स्टॉक है जो कि विंड एनर्जीज में काफी काम करता है। आइनॉक्स विंड कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
जी, चार्ट पे खराब ही लग रहा है, बट एक रिकवरी के उम्मीद है। 77 का स्टॉप लॉस रख के आप एवरेज कर सकते हो, लेकिन डेफिनेटली स्टॉप लॉस प्लेस कीजिएगा बिलो 77।
Okay, let's take the next query, and this one is from Gopi Krish, who says, I want to know about Canara Bank. I have this stock at 123 in my portfolio. 4,000 shares is what I have. How would you advise? In fact, Canara Bank के ऊपर हमने already advice लिया भी है, तो हम इनका दूसरा सवाल लेते हैं बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा पर। 3,750 शेयर्स हैं 243 के भाव पर। बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा आपको कैसा लगता है और आगे जाते हुए किस तरीके के यहाँ लेवल्स देखने को मिल सकते हैं, ये पूछना चाहते हैं आपको। 249 पर ऑलरेडी चल रहा है, यानी कि 7-8 रुपए के आसपास का इनको प्रॉफिट हो रहा है अभी।
मुझे लगता है प्रॉफिट एक बार बांध लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि इसका मीडियम टर्म चार्ट थोड़ा वीक है, बट एकदम वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म चार्ट में स्ट्रेंथ था, बट आज का दिन एकदम सिग्निफिकेंट करेक्शन आ गया। तो मुझे लगता है प्रॉफिट बांध लेना चाहिए और एग्जिट लेना चाहिए स्टॉक से एक बार।
Okay, let's take the next query, and this one is from Jay from Tirupur, who says, is it the right time to enter Jio Finance? At this price, I have a 1-year time frame. Jio Finance NBFC space से कैसा लग रहा है अभी आपको? काफ़ी लंबे अरसे से ये कंसोलिडेट करता चला जा रहा है स्टॉक, और अब क्या आगे जाते हुए आपको कहीं पर चार्ट्स में नज़र आ रहा है कि ये शेयर 1 साल के नज़रिए से बढ़िया रिटर्न दे सकता है?
जी, डेफिनेटली इट्स नॉट द राइट टाइम टू एंटर द स्टॉक। मुझे लगता है और बाकी है, करेक्शन एक्सटेंड हो सकता है, तो स्टॉक को अवॉइड करना बेहतर रहेगा।
ठीक है, अवॉइड कर सकते हैं अभी आप, फिलहाल इसमें अभी एंटर करने का सही समय नहीं है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है हमारे पास, एक और हमारे दर्शक हैं जो कि जुड़ रहे हैं हमारे साथ यूट्यूब के ज़रिए, और सवाल हमारे पास आया है राजू का ड्रेजिंग कॉरपोरेशन पर। ये काफ़ी सिग्निफिकेंटली करेक्ट हो चुका है, लिखते हैं हैज़ इट एंटर्ड इनटू अ लॉन्ग टर्म accumulation zone, और वुड यू वेट फॉर अ बेटर मार्जिन ऑफ सेफ्टी टू एंटर इनटू दिस स्टॉक? How would you view the charts currently, Rupak, and dredging corporation? What would you say?
तो मुझे लगता है ड्रेजिंग कॉर्पोरेशन में करेक्शन और इंटेंसिफाइड हो सकता है, बट वो करेक्शन में मुझे लगता है लिमिटेड रहेगा 960 तक। तो नीचे थोड़ा डीप मिले तो पोजीशन बनाया जा सकता है।
All right, okay. Let's take the next query, and this one is from Sumit Ghosh, who says, Hi, Sakshi and hello Rupak ji. मैं कोलकाता से हूँ। डिलीवरी के शेयर्स हैं मेरे पास 481 पर। शॉर्ट टर्म आउटलुक क्या है डिलीवरी को लेकर?
देखिए, डिलीवरी का चार्ट पे, लॉन्ग टर्म चार्ट पे बहुत बढ़िया ब्रेकआउट था, बट थोड़ा नीचे आ गया, थोड़ा करेक्ट किया, बट अभी भी अच्छा ही लग रहा है मुझे। 477 का स्टॉप लॉस डाल के आप होल्ड कर सकते हो। अगर नहीं टूटा 477, एक सिग्निफिकेंट रिकवरी आ सकता है स्टॉक के अंदर।
Okay, let's take Manoj Gupta's question next. He lives in New Delhi and he says, I'm holding ITC Hotels at an average buying price of 181. Even though the company has posted strong quarterly numbers recently with a 36% jump in the net profits, the stock has faced immediate price correction and pressure, currently trading around 166 or 172. Should I continue to hold this for the long term or exit at a minor loss? What would be the outlook on ITC Hotels? Yeah.
So I think exit would be better idea because it has failed to sustain above its 200 days moving average and fell back to below its short-term moving average as well. So exit from the stock and wait for further correction.
Okay, let's also take one more question, and this one is from one of our viewers. This is Satyan. He says, I want to know about Vedanta. I have been holding the parent company since last couple of years. I bought it at 460. After the demerger, I have also got 4 other companies. Now I have all the companies in my portfolio. And I want to know whether it is advisable to hold on to these companies for the long term, all these 5 stocks as core portfolio stocks. Again, you would not have charts of all the newly listed companies from Vedanta, but most of them have actually done decently well after getting listed. Your sense on how would you advise?
So Vedanta limited chart is looking a bit good for the very short term. I think a short term pullback might be there, but one should hold the stock with the stop loss of 247. Below 247, I would suggest to exit from the stock.
Okay, I hope that this has advised you well. We have the question coming in from Swati Yogeshwar. She says, Daily Calls is a great show. Thank you so much, dear Swati, for writing in warm words for the show. She says, I want to know about Autoline. I got this stock at 96. Should I hold or average, and what kind of targets can you advise? Currently, Autoline Industries is trading at 87, but in the past 5 days, it's dropped by about 8 to 10 odd percent. In the last 1 month, it had moved up about 8 odd percent. Last year to date levels show you just about a 9% up move, and last 1 year it's moved up about 12 odd percent. There was a considerable amount of pickup that happened from 54 odd levels that was seen in March of 2026 all the way up to 95, 96 odd levels. If you have bought it just recently and from that you have seen a decline, then we'll try to help you out whether those levels can be seen again. What would you advise, Rupak?
The chart pattern is looking good with the height of high bottom formation, but one should stop loss. They should place a stop loss at 83. Below 83, I would recommend to exit from the stock or at least reducing significant position from the stock.
Okay, and towards the end, Rupak, why don't you help us with your own top research stock ideas that you can advise to all our viewers as well in this current market? Have you spotted any stock ideas where you can suggest a buy or a sell?
So today, some financial stocks are looking good, like Manappuram Finance is one stock which I would like to share. The stock has given a falling consolidation breakout today, and also it has moved above its previous swing high. I expect the stock to move towards 360, 370 in fact, and on the lower end, a stop loss should be placed at 337. Another call would be Pro. The stock is in uptrend, and I expect a significant up move in any time in the near term. So it is trading around 1614. I expect the stock to rise towards 1720, and a stop loss would be placed at 1600.
Okay, so you talked about Manappuram Finance. That's something that you can definitely be looking at. The second one is Senco Gold. Are you talking about that or something else? Did you do Nelco?
No, Pro. Pro is Chem India Project Limited.
Canes India.
Chem India.
Okay, I hope that. Okay, fine. So I hope that we can also pull up that stock. This Canes India. I hope we can pull up that stock. We have only Canes Industries. Is there something else that you're talking about?
No, it's Chem India, CEM India.
CEM.
CEM Pro, PRO.
Sempro India. Okay.
Right.
Sempro India. That's the stock that you're talking about. So those are the 2 stock ideas, viewers. First one is Manappuram Finance, and this second one is SEM India Projects. Sempro is the quoted price or the quote on the NSE you will find. These are the stock ideas that Rupak believes you can definitely enter at the current levels, and you will find a decent upside there. Thank you so much, Rupak, for your time on the show and for advising all our clients and viewers as well. All right, we'll move forward and get into the second segment of the program, viewers. We're looking at the halftime trade again, pan out to be consolidative. 24,176 continues on the Nifty. There's a 61 point of a drop that you can constantly see as far as the Nifty is concerned, but the pressure that continues to build on IT, PSU banks, FMCG, oil and gas is being somehow offset by the gains in the metal counters, in the real estate counters, the broader markets, at least at this point in time. Let's also look at some of the other key stocks that are buzzing in the session. We have we have a lot of stocks in the broader market space that are buzzing today. We have Shalimar Paints, that's up. You have Ashiana Housing, that's up 13%. You also have names like Karur Vysya Bank, we pointed out already after the earnings. Tirupati Forgings, Bluestone Jewelry from last couple of sessions has been going up. It again has pulled up. You have names like Supreme Infra, that's also up. SBI Funds Management, the debut stock of the day, today is up by 8%. Recently listed stock Waterways is also up by about 7-8%. And we have Canara HSBC, that's up and about. We have Jaiswal Nico, that's also up in the session. So these Make Money Organics is also up by 7-odd%. Those are some names in the broader markets that are truly, looking positive in the session. But let's welcome another guest on our program then. We have Vishnukant Upadhyay, the AVP for Research Advisory at Master Capital Services with us. Welcome to you, Vishnukant. Good to have you. Your sense on the markets, how are you looking at the expiry session pan out?
Hi Sakshi, a very good afternoon. Thank you for having me on the show. Well, so, intraday bias is looking little dicey in fact. But if you, notice for last few trading sessions, Nifty is forming a higher highs kind of pattern. And currently it is trading, just slightly above the low formed yesterday's trading session, and that is somewhere around 4,135, and low made in today's trading session, that is a 158. Apart from that, 21 day exponential moving average also aligns in the proximity of 24,100. So in fact, today's settlement is likely to take place between 24,300 on the higher side and 24,100 on the lower side. So it's a complete the day of option writers. So one can adopt a option strategy like short strangle on the higher side. Now currently premium is squeezed, but still it's giving something around 12 to 13 points. If someone adopts this strategy on the higher side, 24,300, one can write the option strike call of 24,300, while on the lower side one can write the put of 24,100. Okay. So basically one can also if I talk about the option buyers, one can also look to buy option calls if prices comes in the proximity of 24,100 as well.
Fair point. Okay, we'll start taking some queries then, Vishnukant. We have a lot of our viewers joining in on our YouTube platform, so we'll start taking some questions. Vineet Kulkarni has the first question for you. This one is on Aditya Infotech. He wants to know, can this stock slip below 1,000 to give me an attractive level to purchase, or what would you advise for those who are looking at it? The stock has had a very good run up in the recent past, and it has in fact been one of those successful IPOs that has made a lot of wealth for investors. How would you look at Aditya Infotech, earlier called as TP Plus?
Currently stock is trading in the proximity of 21 day exponential moving average that also aligns near a rising trend line support. In fact, one should remain very cautious in this stock for a short term at least, but just for a positional view is still intact for a buy. But yes, in short term, any decisive fall below 3,500 will take prices further lower towards 3,200, 3,300 sort of level. So if someone already have the buying position, maintain stop loss below 3,500.
Okay, let's take another query, and this one is from Umang Sheth, who says, sir, Sandhar Technology का शेयर कैसा लगता है आपको? 715 में मैंने लिया है, अभी मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? Sandhar Technologies.
One second.
क्या आप ये शेयर ट्रैक करते हैं?
बेसिकली नहीं, मैंने अभी
613 पर अभी चल रहा है. आज कुछ 2% तक का अपटिक नजर आ रहा है शेयर पर. यहाँ पर क्या करना चाहिए?
Well, Sakshi, so technically, I am witnessing on chart that the recently prices, have taken support near the 200 exponential moving average. So for last two consecutive sessions, it is showing some bullish strength from the lower levels. And also, I can see on a graph that the prices has taken a sharp U-turn from the proximity of a very crucial horizontal support that has acted as a very stiff resistance earlier. सो टेक्निकली यदि किसी को फ्रेश पोजीशन बनानी है तो रिस्क रिवॉर्ड आपके फेवर में है। स्टॉप लॉस 565 का मेंटेन करिए। हायर साइड में आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग प्राइसेस टू अप्रोच टुवर्ड 650। दिस इज द विसिनिटी ऑफ 21 डे एक्सपोनेंशियल मूविंग एवरेज। इसके ऊपर निकलता है तो 680 तक के लेवल्स आपको स्टॉक में देखने को मिल सकते हैं।
Okay, let's take the next one. Let's also take a query on one of our viewers, Sumit Ghosh, who wants to know about Aegis Vopak Terminals. 288 पर लिया हुआ है इन्होंने Aegis Vopak Terminals और एक शॉर्ट टर्म का आउटलुक आपसे जाना चाहते हैं इस पर।
Aegis Vopak, right?
Aegis Vopak Terminals 284 पर अभी चल रहा है, 1.5% ऊपर है तकरीबन और एक आउटलुक शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए चाहिए इन्हें।
Well, so short-term outlook is looking quite prominent, I think. मुझे लगता है कि higher side में 305, 310 kind of levels can't be rolled out in a very short term. One can maintain a stop loss below 262 for any short-term trade.
Okay, fine. I hope that this has helped you. Let's take another query, and this one is from Deepak, who says DCM Shriram मैंने purchase किया है 1000 पर, इसे होल्ड करें या सेल कर दें?
So basically there are so many DCM Shriram. Which one is he talking about? DCM Shriram Limited,
DCM Shriram Limited ही होगा I think. तो उसी को ही लेते हैं। फिलहाल DCM Shriram Limited का शेयर 1048 पर और इन्हें 1000 पर लिया हुआ है।
So basically, I would not recommend him to get exit from the position because I am seeing, after witnessing some sort of consolidation, prices are now showing a sign of rebound from this zone. So one can maintain stop loss below 987, and on the higher side, I am expecting 1180 and 1240 sort of levels can be seen on card.
Okay, let's take the next query. This one is from Namesh, who says, I have SBDL शेयर एट 76 लेवल्स, इस पर मैं और एवरेज करना चाहता हूँ, यहाँ पर क्या राय होगी और किस लेवल पर एवरेज करने का सोचना चाहिए? सोम डिस्टिलरीज एंड ब्रूरीज है इनके पास और करंट लेवल्स पर क्या आपको लगता है कुछ खरीदारी बनती है? 74 पर चल रहा है, 76 पर तो खरीदारी है।
See, after considering the yesterday sharp rebound in the prices, that a one-day gain in the prices has regained a short-term key moving averages. So I think there has been a big, fund buying in yesterday's trading session. So yes, considering all these development, one can look to accumulate the counter on the higher side. I'm expecting 90, which is broken decisively, and also the proximity of 100 exponential moving average. So 90 and then 95 kind of levels can be seen on card. So yes, one can pull up.
Okay, let's take the next query. We have a lot of our viewers also joining in on our Hindi link of daily calls as well. तो बहुत सारे दर्शक हमारे हिंदी स्ट्रीम पर भी जुड़ रहे हैं। कुछ सवाल हम वहाँ से भी ले लेते हैं जो दर्शक हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं वहाँ पर। सबसे पहला सवाल हमारे पास आया है सुब्बू का। ये रोलेक्स रिंग्स के ऊपर आपसे पूछना चाहते हैं। 156 की इनकी खरीद है, यहाँ पर आप इनको क्या गाइड कर सकते हैं?
वैसे देखिए इनकी जो खरीद है उसके आसपास ही फिलहाल ये स्टॉक ट्रेड कर रहा है। इनफैक्ट मैं देख रहा हूँ चार्ट पे कि स्टॉक जो है एक टाइट रेंज में है। हायर साइड में 163 एंड लोअर साइड में 136। सो आई बिलीव जब तक ये रेंज इंटैक्ट रहती है लोअर रेंज पे से इनको बैंक देखने को मिलेगी। आई वुड सजेस्ट कि नीचे साइड में यदि ये 144 143 आता है तो अपनी पोजीशन में एवरेज कर सकते हैं। स्टॉप लॉस 136 का मेंटेन करें।
ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लेते हैं वंदना का। ये वारी एनर्जीज पर आपसे पूछना चाह रही हैं। ऑलरेडी खरीदा है इन्होंने और 6 महीने के लिए एक व्यू आपसे जानना चाहती हैं कि कैसा रहेगा ये शेयर। ऑलरेडी इस शेयर ने अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दिया है इन्वेस्टर्स को, अगले 6 महीने के लिए भी कैसा आउटलुक रहने वाला है वारी एनर्जीज पर?
देखिए साक्षी, मुझे लगता है कि फिलहाल जो प्राइसेस हैं वो अभी एक करेक्टिव फेज में हैं।
ठीक है।
एक बेरिश पैटर्न फिलहाल अभी बना रहा है और मुझे लगता है कि डाउन साइड में प्राइसेस 2600 तक एक बार अप्रोच कर सकता है। तो यदि ये पोजिशनल प्लेयर हैं तो आई वुड से 2500 का स्टॉप लॉस मेंटेन करिए और पोजीशन को होल्ड करिए। यदि ये शॉर्ट टर्म के प्लेयर हैं तो आई वुड से कि एक बार निकलने की कोशिश करें।
ठीक है, थोड़ा और डाउन साइड आपको देखने को मिल सकता है। अगर आपने
यस
3000 के ऊपर खरीदारी की है तो ये 2500 तक भी नीचे जाता हुआ दिख सकता है। तो आप अपने हिसाब से देखें कि आप उतना रिस्क और झेल सकते हैं या नहीं, क्योंकि अभी डाउन ट्रेंड और देखने को मिल सकता है वारी एनर्जीज पर। कोई और सवाल हो तो डेफिनेटली आप पूछ सकते हैं हमारे गेस्ट से। लेट्स टेक द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, और ये सवाल हमारे पास हमारे यूट्यूब व्यूअर्स जो कि बिजनेस टुडे पर हैं उनसे लेते हैं हम। बहुत सारे जो हमारे साथ नए दर्शक जुड़ रहे हैं। एक सवाल आया है हमारे पास स्वाति जैन का। ये शिवालिक बाई मेटल्स पर पूछना चाह रही हैं आपसे। 766 की इनकी खरीद है शिवालिक बाई मेटल्स पर। एनी आउटलुक हियर?
well, so pattern is good. शिवालिक में हायर हाइज हायर लोज पैटर्न इंटैक्ट है। आई वुड से यदि इनकी कोई पोजीशन है so she can hold the position. If she
होल्ड,
wants to build
ओके।
the position, yes, one can go long, maintain stop loss below 709 on the higher side, 800 and 820 kind of levels can be seen.
Okay. Taking the next query, this one is from Anshu Sodi, who says, could you please review Vishnu Chemicals? How is this stock looking and should I buy at the current levels?
Well, definitely, stock is looking quite good. In fact, but yesterday's candle is showing that there could be some profit booking from the higher levels. So, as long as I would say for a long-term positions, as long as prices are above 620, one can maintain the position. If prices falls below that level, we can see some pain in the prices for short term. But on the higher side, as the chart is depicting, on the higher side, I'm expecting 750 and 780 sort of levels can be seen. So yes, stock is technically is looking quite good.
Okay, we have Mr. Prakash writing in from Chennai. He says, I'm a long-term investor, but I'm holding IRCTC for over 4 years. Now my question is, will it go up at all? I am holding since 350 odd levels and the stock has tested my patience. ये बात सही है आपकी प्रकाश जी, that the railway stocks have underperformed, and the good part is you bought it at 350 and it is currently at 500, so you're still in profits. Maybe it has not definitely given you the kind of returns you expected because you've held on to a stock for 4 years. Now Vishwakant, this is a valid question. You know, a lot of people say that, okay, enter for the long term, hold at least for 3+ years, then you might see some improvement. But what happens that despite the fact that IRCTC is a monopoly player in the railways pack, despite that the stock has underperformed, what should investors do?
I mean, this is not only with the IRCTC and railway pack. I mean, most of the railway stocks, even I would say every railway stock is not doing anything good.
Correct.
Right. I mean, technically, I'm not seeing any kind of respite in the stock. But the good part is that the stock is currently trading in the vicinity of very very crucial horizontal support that aligns near 480. So I would recommend if prices falls below that level, then he should definitely get exit from the position. There are so many good stocks that we will discuss further going forward. So he can migrate his position from IRCTC to those stocks.
Okay, let's take the next query, and this one is again from our viewers who are joining in on our YouTube. Arihant writes in, he says, this is a very useful show for us. Thank you so much, dear Arihant, for writing in warm words for the daily calls. Your question is on PPL, no, actually your question is on NTPC Green. This question is that he bought this stock at 92. What should he do now on NTPC Green?
Well, actually, so it depends on the time horizon. In fact, if he is looking for a short term, then definitely stock is underperforming currently. But if his view is for a long term, then definitely I would say stay with the position and maintain stop loss below 87 on the higher side. I'm quite sure that on the higher side, first resistance aligns somewhere around 99, sorry, and which is broken decisively 105 and 110 kind of levels can be seen. So For a long-term purpose, one can hold the position.
Okay, let's also take the next question, and this one is from Dr. Sham Singh. He says, good afternoon, Sakshi. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Yes, I'm well, and I hope the same for you, Dr. Sham. The question is for you, Vishnukanji, and the question is on PPL Pharma. Is it on the verge of any breakout, and what could be the target and duration that one should be holding this stock for?
Well, so definitely stock is looking quite good. I mean, entire pharma pack is doing good, and the stock is forming a sort of inverse head and shoulder kind of pattern. And there has been a bullish crossover between 200 and 21-day exponential moving average. So recently this crossover took place, and I believe following this crossover and following this bullish pattern, that is the inverse head and shoulder, on the higher side, one can expect 220, 230 sort of level. So maintain stop loss below 173 and one can go long the position.
Okay, let's take the next query then. This one is from one of our viewer. Okay, Ankur asks you, what should I do in NSDL stock? I have one allotment from IPO price. What is the advice that you have? Of course, ये सब depository stocks जो हैं वापस से focus में आ रहे हैं क्योंकि अब आगे जाते हुए NSE का IPO भी आने वाला है, तो जितने भी capital markets related stocks हैं, they come back into focus during such times. Your sense on NSDL?
Well, actually, so the share is in the consolidation phase. So this is not a right time to get exit from the counter. I would say one can do averaging in the counter, right? Because the stock is trading a very close to a good support area. Currently it is trading 824. One can maintain stop loss below 800. While on the higher side, first resistance comes around 916 and second resistance come around 980. So for those targets, one can go long and do average.
All right. Okay. I hope that this has helped you out as well. All right. Towards the end, we have one more question coming in. Rohit Jain on Aarti Industries who wants to know your view. 720 पर खरीदा इन्होंने Aarti Industries.
Okay. So the same story is Aarti Industries also building. Currently, it is forming an inverse head and shoulder pattern and also trading above the all key moving averages. I'm expecting on the higher side 530, 540 sort of levels can be seen. On the lower side, one can maintain stop loss below 473.
Okay, hopefully this has also helped you out as well. We'll try to squeeze in just one more question. ये ईशान का सवाल है और ये रैमको सिस्टम्स पर पूछना चाहते हैं. He wants to know, he's already invested 70,000 rupees in the stock. What is the view here? He's also said the IT stocks are now, in a flux. So what should I be doing?
Well, so stock is looking quite good. In fact, Ramco Cement is looking quite good, and I believe it is currently trading what it's an immediate horizontal support that aligns 758. So I believe as long as this level remains unimpaired, one can maintain his long positions, maintain the stop loss below 759. On the higher side, I believe 898 and then 950 kind of levels can be seen in this stock.
Okay, got that. I hope that this has helped you out as well. We'll start taking your top choice of stocks also now, Vishnukanji, for all our viewers like we always take, and for all our viewers who wait for your fresh ideas also. Where would you advise fresh purchases?
Definitely. So basically, so many stocks are giving breakouts. But yes, I have filtered two stocks. One is from the finance space, that is a home first finance company. Recently, we have seen the stock has given a golden crossover, 50-day exponential moving average crossed above the 200-day exponential moving average. Apart from that, the stock is forming an inverse head and shoulder kind of pattern and decisively holding above the falling neckline resistance. On the higher side, I'm expecting 1400 and then 1450 kind of levels can be seen in the stock. On the lower side, one can maintain stop loss below 1225. So this is my first pick. Second is Reddington Limited. So Reddington recently has given a breakout from the falling trend line resistance, and now stock is coming gradually to retest that breakout point. Currently, it is trading in the proximity of 21-day exponential moving average. The way price is, behaving and gathering steam, buying interest from the lower levels. I believe on the higher side, 300 and 320 kind of levels can be seen in the stock. So for those levels, one can go long in Reddington, maintain stop loss below 260.
Okay, thank you so much, Vishwakantji, for being with us on the program and guiding us and all our viewers on where to look for opportunities. Thank you, appreciate your time. Viewers, it's time to wrap up the Daily Calls edition right here, but stay tuned on to Business Today, as up next the market coverage continues on the other side, and of course I'll be back for the closing edition at 3 p.m, so stay tuned for that.
The Faith Conclave 2026 has concluded in New Delhi with one clear message. Tourism must become a key driver of India's economic growth. Held under the theme Incredible India, Invaluable Economics, the two-day conclave highlighted tourism's role as a key economic driver.
हम सब के बीच में उपस्थित दिल्ली के सम्मानित उपराज्यपाल
Union Tourism Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat said, India must focus not just on increasing tourist numbers, but on enhancing visitor experience and turning travelers into civilizational ambassadors.
अब हमारा समय है कि हम किस तरह से टूरिस्ट वैल्यू को बढ़ा सकते हैं, हम किस तरह से डेस्टिनेशन के साथ साथ में एक्सपीरियंस इकोनॉमी को बढ़ाने के लिए किस तरह से काम कर सकते हैं। अब हम मीनिंगफुल इम्पैक्ट उसके साथ में कैसे बढ़ाएं, इस विषय पर भी हमको विचार करने की आवश्यकता है। टूरिस्ट हु कम्स टू इंडिया, ही मस्ट बिकम द सिविलाइजेशनल एम्बेसडर of our country, then it is our success.
Welcome the Honorable Chief Minister.
Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta stressed that Delhi should be promoted as a global tourism destination.
दिल्ली अपने आप में एक शानदार डेस्टिनेशन है। दिल्ली का कल्चर देखिए आप, दिल्ली एक तरीके से मिनी इंडिया है, भारत का वो छोटा स्वरूप जहां हर राज्य के लोग रहते हैं। तो ऐसी दिल्ली जो देश की राजधानी है, ये मुझे लगता है कि हम सबका फर्ज है कि हम ऐसे सभी राज्य या विशेष रूप से दिल्ली उसको टूरिस्ट हब के नाते से देश और दुनिया के सामने प्रस्तुत करें।
One of India's most culturally and geographically diverse states.
Madhya Pradesh CM Mohan Yadav invited domestic and international investors to partner with the state.
मैं गोवा के चीफ मिनिस्टर मेरे मित्र हैं, उनसे मैंने बात की कि आप होटल व्यवसाय में क्या मदद करते हैं, तो उन्होंने कहा कि मैं होटल अगर कोई डालेगा 100 कमरों की, अगर 100 करोड़ की, तो आप कुछ देते हो कि नहीं देते हो। बोले नहीं, हम तो कुछ नहीं देते, बड़ी मुश्किल से लाइसेंस देते हैं। हमने कहा हमारे यहाँ आ जाओ, 100 करोड़ में 30 करोड़ का माफ़ हमारे यहाँ देते हैं। बोले ऐसा मत बोलना, नहीं तो हमारे गोवा वाले तुम्हारे यहाँ जाने लग जाएंगे। और आज का ज़माना तो ऐसा है कि हमारे लिए बड़े पैमाने पर सम्मान के साथ आज अपने देश की प्रदेश की प्रतिष्ठा दिखाने के लिए आज टूरिज्म सेक्टर से बढ़कर कोई सेक्टर नहीं।
The conclave also featured sessions by Baman Irani and Anupam Kher, who spoke on building India's tourism future and creating world-class tourism enterprises with an Indian identity.
Everybody says don't do it, बहुत छोटा रोल है। I said मैं भी लॉरेंस ओलिवियर जैसे का बात किया, where are no small parts, they only small actors, मैं कर लिया। But there was something that stuck in my head, whatever, no matter how small it is, doesn't matter. No matter how small your client is, it doesn't matter. Just give it your all.
I was very upset, not upset, I was disappointed कि मैं स्विट्जरलैंड गया, वहाँ यश चोपड़ा जी की ट्रेन है एक, वहाँ दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे का एक सीक्वेंस है, ऊपर चढ़ जाते हैं। एंड जहाँ अभी मैं 4 महीने पहले एक रेलवे स्टेशन पे शूटिंग करने गया था, जहाँ पर हमने दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएं का वो लास्ट सीन किया था, जा सिमरन जा भाग जा, एंड वहाँ पर एक निशान तक नहीं था कि इस जगह पर एक आइकॉनिक दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएगी की शूटिंग हुई थी। जगह ही नहीं। देन आई रोट टू द मिनिस्टर और कल्चरल मिनिस्टर, आई सेड हाउ कम देयर इज नो प्लेस, नथिंग ओवर हियर। You go to Europe, you go to America, you go to any other country, एक पत्थर पड़ा होता है और उस पत्थर के पीछे लाइन लगी होती है कि इस पत्थर पर एक दिन वन ऑफ द बीटल्स ने पत्थर मारा था किसी को, तो लगे हुए सब लोग खड़े। सो आई थिंक I also feel that we are only 70 years old, 75 years old country. So it will take a little time.
The message from the Faith Conclave 2026 is clear. Better tourism can drive more jobs, investment and economic growth. Bureau Report, India Today.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today. I'm Neetu Chandra Sharma. Last quarter, Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals Limited announced major expansion plans that will significantly increase its bed capacity over the next few years. With the company set to announce its quarterly results later this month, it's a good time to take stock of its expansion plans, funding strategy and long-term growth outlook. To discuss all of that, I have with me on the show Dr. Ankit Thakker, Managing Director and CEO of Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals Limited. Dr. Ankit, warm welcome and thanks for taking the time out. So let me start off by asking you about your expansion plans. So what is the total capital investments that you are committing over the next 3 to 5 years? And if you can also tell us that what is the timeline for these projects?
So ever since we got listed, we have announced 4 new hospital projects, one of which we have just delivered last quarter. That is in Dombivli, we started our 500-bed hospital. Besides this, we have 3 more projects in the pipeline. We are doing one hospital in south of Pune, where we are building 500 beds. We are doing one in Mira Road in the north-western Mumbai metropolitan region, where we are doing around 300 beds. And then we are doing BKC, about 400 beds. So this entire cycle of CapEx, which is adding around 1,700 beds in capacity, is likely to cost us about 1.5 crores per bed.
So also let us know that how do you plan to fund this expansion and how much will come through debt and how much through the internal accruals or equity. Also tell us that at what level of leverage do you begin to get cautious after about this further expansion?
So currently we are holding around 500 crores in cash, and last year we had a EBITDA of 350 crores. So, if you extrapolate the earnings growth, whichever way you like, and you add cash to that, then you will find that for the most part, there is enough money available in the system to fund the current cycle of expansion. So, by the end of 4 or 5 years, the internal accrual should pretty much match the need of capex. On the leverage front, we at the board have discussed about this, and we believe that 2 to 3 times, but no greater than 3 times the consolidated EBITDA should be our debt at the current times.
So Dr. Ankit, also help us understand when you invest in a new hospital, what return metrics do you underwrite? And could you also take us through your IRR targets, payback period and break-even occupancy, and also tell us that how do you ensure ROCE remains protected during this rapid expansion phase?
So essentially, ROCE, in my view, if you take care of the CE, the RO eventually takes care of itself. So you have to be judicious in the capital that you employ. You have to be judicious in the investment decisions that you take. So if your land, your building, your interior projects, civil, all of that, if your acquisition cost, so to say, of the asset is within reasonable limits, then the returns eventually do pan out and take care of themselves. So as I said some time back, that our entire cycle of capex, that is 1,700 beds across 4 hospitals, is going to cost us on an average of 1.5 crores per bed, which is quite modest in the current scheme of things, where a lot of new hospitals are being built at north of 2 crores. And of course, when they are being acquired at a still higher price. So, as far as we are concerned, with a greenfield heavy model and with a conservative capex, I think we are quite responsible with the capital that we employ. And I think eventually that is what will protect the returns.
So, Ankit, what gives you that confidence that demand will absorb this additional bed capacity without putting pressure on the pricing? And are you already seeing any early signs of oversupply of margin pressure in any of your existing hospitals?
So we have decided to focus on the Western India market, and in Western India, I think it's true pretty much all over India, but leave alone a few cities. But especially in Western India, I think there is a huge demand supply gap even today. Even you know, arguably the most important city in the country, right, Mumbai. Even here we have a huge supply gap where if you count the number of beds and you juxtapose it with the quality of beds, you will realize that about 75% of the beds in Mumbai are in the unorganized sector. So there is a huge room for expansion as far as organized and corporate healthcare is available, not just in Mumbai but in the Western India segment. So I think we are very far from the risk of oversupply. We currently have a problem of undersupply which we need to solve.
Okay, so how is the payer mix evolving, if I want to ask you, across insurance, cash and government schemes, and what does that mean for you and margins of the company?
So as far as Jupiter is concerned, government schemes are pretty much zero. We don't really have any government schemes. They contribute to about 1% of our revenue. Insurance contributes to roughly 55% and around 45 or whatever, 44 is cash. Over a period of is going to increase more and more penetration and eventually account for higher and higher share of the case mix for most hospitals.
So, Dr. Ankit, you are one of the doctorpreneurs, as we call it. I want to ask you, to what extent do doctor-led partnerships or revenue sharing models play a role in your expansion strategy, and how important are they in attracting and retaining the clinical talent as you scale up going forward?
So, fortunately, we have been able to create very strong and sticky medical teams in all the hospitals that we operate. And we have probably amongst the lowest medical attrition rates one can have. It is in low single digits. So we have been quite successful in attracting and retaining doctors both. Having said that, we don't really have equity partnership model for doctors. We believe that a fair compensation model is essential. You can't sustainably either underpay or overpay anybody over a long period of time. It needs to be fair and market linked. But besides compensation, the cultural aspects of the relationship and engagement definitely need to align if you are going to have long-term relationships.
So when it comes to scaling up a hospital, it takes a lot of challenges as well. So what are the biggest execution risks in your current expansion pipeline, sort of land approvals, construction timelines, funding, or any clinical staffing? So what's your view on that? How are you navigating that part?
Well, yes, the most difficult, it is in the order actually that you spoke about. The most difficult is getting the right land at the right location with the right legal title at the right cost. Too many things have to align for the land to become available and suitable for a hospital. So that is, in my mind, the number one challenge. After that, of course, the regulatory hurdles in India are no secret. There are multiple licenses and multiple regulatory, hurdles that you must clear before you can start operations. So essentially, these are the two most difficult things. And then going forward into operational phase, of course, you need to ensure the right care delivery to your patients and the right engagement model for your doctors. But on that front, fortunately, there aren't too many challenges.
All right. So once this expansion cycle is complete, that all of that we are talking about, so what do you want your hospital to become? A strong Maharashtra-focused healthcare network or a broader national hospital chain? So what is there in the pipeline? If you can please tell our viewers that what are your plans going forward for the hospital's future, maybe 10 years down the line or 5 years down the line?
Yeah, so the next 5 years are pretty well defined and laid out for everyone to see. Going forward, we definitely want to continue doing what we are doing. We want to build more hospitals and provide good healthcare to newer locations. We have committed ourselves to Western India currently for the current cycle. I don't want to restrict and say only Maharashtra, but Western India is pretty much our canvas as we speak now. And we will restrict our growth in this region because we believe it is the most favorable in terms of supply deficiency and opportunity.
All right. So when your company is, all set to release its quarterly results later this month, what are the key milestones that investors should watch for over the next 12 to 18 months? And what else is your message to the investors?
Well, I think in the horizon that you mentioned, 12 to 18 months, two key things to watch out for, or at least even what I am watching out for. We have committed year to EBITDA break-even in Dombivli, which will happen in the next 18 months or so. We must meet that milestone. So that is an important milestone to meet. The other important milestone in the next, again, close to 18 months is the commissioning of the South Pune hospital. We have set calendar year 28 launch for south of Pune. We must meet that milestone. Currently, we don't envisage any challenges on that front, but these are two key milestones that we are looking forward to delivering in the time period that you mentioned.
All right, Dr. Thakker, thank you so much for your time and speaking with Business Today, and all the best for this quarter. We look forward to speaking with you again. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. Have a good day.
That was Dr. Ankit Thakker, Managing Director and CEO of Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals Limited, sharing his views on the company's expansion strategy and growth outlook. We'll take a short break now. Stay tuned to Business Today for more news and analysis.
I am ready.
The King of the North is set to change his address to 10 Downing Street. Andy Burnham has been elected leader of Britain's governing Labour Party, his final step before he takes charge as Prime Minister on Monday. Set to be UK's 7th PM in a decade, Burnham admitted that this will be the last chance for Labour to deliver change, promising that he will give people their hope back.
We are united, and we put the power that comes from that unity at the service of people and places who have been waiting too long for politics to let them hope again. And that's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to give them hope back.
Goodbye.
The current Labour MP for Makerfield also paid a final tribute to Keir Starmer before he replaces him.
I am ready. Ready to lead and to build on the foundation laid by one person more than any other. Under Keir Starmer's leadership, we went from our worst defeat to one of the best victories in our history. Keir put Labour back in a position to change people's lives, and that is what we have been doing these last 2 years.
Since the 2016 Brexit referendum, 6 British Prime Ministers have stepped down. Theresa May, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer have all entered 10 Downing Street in the past decade and left after rather short stays. Andy Burnham has now made his way in after a long wait in the wings. But as he takes over at a perilous time for both Labour and the country, he will unfortunately get no honeymoon period. He has promised more public control of essential services, a shift of power toward local governments, and a push for economic growth. Burnham and the rest of the United Kingdom will both hope that he fulfills those promises and keeps the seat that he has long awaited.
Hello and welcome to an India Today special. A slice of space history has been created for the country on Saturday, when India's first private space orbiter rocket went into space, creating thereby new opportunities potentially for India's commercial space sector. Joining us today are the two former ISRO scientists, IITians, who have set up their own Hyderabad-based startup, Skyroot Aerospace. Please welcome Pawan Kumar Chandana and Naga Bharat Daka on the show. Good to have both of you. First of all, many congratulations for the achievement. Pawan, what were your first thoughts when you saw the liftoff of Vikram 1, the orbiter that you've very appropriately named after the great Dr. Vikram Sarabhai? What were your first thoughts when you saw it go into space? Give us a sense of that.
In fact, I had no words because all the first attempts at reaching orbit are very tricky, and most of the attempts in the world have failed. So the first time when Vikram 1 lifted off, successfully crossed the launch tower and steered itself towards the orbit and successfully deployed the satellites, I think there were no words because this is the first time in history where, like, without any heritage of any of the systems, a newly developed rocket successfully reached orbit. And that big milestone happening from India and being done by a very young team of an average age of 28 years, brought a lot of pride in me. And I'm sure like our entire team celebrated, so much, after this success, because we have poured in our sweat and tears over years to make this happen. And it's a proud moment for Skyroot, for India, and also for the global space sector, where we need more access to space, for launching more and more satellites.
Bharat, your first thoughts? What were your first thoughts when you saw the liftoff at Sriharikota?
Yeah. So every rocket in its ascent, there are few moments of uncertainty where the possibility of failure occurrence is more. So those milestones, so as we cross throughout the ascent, as we cross every milestone from stage separations to ignitions, every milestone, the sense of relief and followed by anxiety for the next such milestone that we need to cross. It was a roller coaster ride and an emotionally overwhelming experience from liftoff till we insert the satellites in orbit, and we simply out of words and out of mental space to even for additional thoughts. It was the most amazing experience I could think of for my lifetime.
Let's track your journey. You leave ISRO and you found your company in 2018, and you become India's first space unicorn. Describe the journey, what it's been, Pawan, because it's not easy at times to leave the stability that ISRO must have provided and venture into this world of commercial space technologies. Give us a sense of the journey for our viewers.
So in fact, from my childhood, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. It was my dream. But my passion was towards rockets. But at one point of time, I felt in 2018, why don't we have a strong private space company from India which can go global? And that excited me and made me take that leap of faith along with Bharat to come out of a very stable job, take that risk and start Skyroot in 2018 when there was no policy, There was no funding environment for space startups. There was no talent available in the private sector. Literally, the odds of success seemed almost zero at that time, but still we believe that this is something which India needs, because Indian space program is, the future of it is public-private partnerships, where there is a strong space agency like ISRO which is already doing great work, and we need like more and more private companies doing excellent work to take more commercial missions going forward. So that was an opportunity which we found, and India had a great ecosystem of 60 years thanks to Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, that India has the best launch pads, India has a great geography, India had great ecosystem. For example, the Vikram 1 which launched yesterday had 400 suppliers, all of them from India. So it's highly indigenously designed, developed, manufactured in India rocket, and it's deep technology coming from India for the world. So that's how the journey is, like with literally no odds of success, we took the leap of faith. And then thanks to the government of India, they opened up the sector to private players just 4 to 5 years ago, and formed InSpace, which is the regulator, which has enabled authorization for our launch yesterday. So that, I think that's an incredible journey of starting from nowhere with literally no odds of success to now becoming India's first space unicorn and the first company which has launched a rocket to orbit.
How much of a difference, Bharat, has it made that the government of India has now come up with a policy for private space entrepreneurs like yourself? Has that become a trigger point for many like you to enter the space? Because as Pawan just said, 8 years ago it was a leap of faith. Now it seems more and more people are exploring the area.
Indeed, Rajib. So basically, like 8 years ago when we started, with a very low single-digit number of companies that even started venturing into space tech domain even prior to the policy. And because one of the key reasons is any space tech, be it building rockets, building satellites, requires capital, and the ability to raise venture capital was very difficult, because for any hard tech startup, there are two risks any venture fund will take. One is the technology risk, other is the market risk. So in addition to that, even regulatory risk was another uncertainty unique to the space domain. And it was totally a next level of challenge to raise the needed capital prior to the reforms. And now things have changed a lot, and it's not just enabling reforms, these are encouraging reforms. So like it's not just a sense of allowing, but a sense of active hand-holding and pushing, and the sector to an extent that they actively encourage the space startups to utilize the public infrastructure available in the ISRO ecosystem and outside also. And this way, like, it saves a lot of cost, the developmental cost and expenditure for the startups. So it becomes a much more meaningful exercise to develop space systems in India by utilizing the public infrastructure that's been built for decades in ISRO. And also the active regulatory certainty and a statement of encouragement. And the government is coming up with funds with respect to there's a 1,000 crore space tech fund that was announced in the previous budget. All these initiatives has transformed the sector in a way that there are close to like more than 300 to 400 space startups now post the reforms in the last few years compared to how it used to be prior to the reforms. So that shift itself says the statement of how the government space reforms have played a role in transforming the sector.
You know, it's very interesting you mentioned India's public sector infrastructure, because ISRO over the years has been seen to be at the frontier of these technologies, and much of the dependence in a way has been on ISRO. You all are also in a way through the ISRO's ecosystem. Just a couple of days ago, we read that over 100 scientists have left ISRO, many of them to join the private sector. Do you believe, Pawan, that's a good thing that you need to create? Are you looking at public-private partnerships, or do you believe the private sector, much as like in the United States with an Elon Musk and SpaceX, has to eventually develop legs on its own? Are you okay if ISRO scientists learn at ISRO and then move on into the private space sector?
So it's in fact, if you see, Rajdeep, ISRO is a very massive organization with almost 16,000 employees. So in such a large organization, having few people leaving the organization is, I think, is not a major effect on such a a great organization. And they also have like fantastic missions lined up in the coming years. So I think that's it's a very small amount, 100 people is in fact over 16,000 is not much. So that flow keeps happening in any organization. In fact, it's very, very low with respect to ISRO. But private sector, in fact, if you see at Skyroot, more than 95% of our talent has never worked on space before joining Skyroot. So it's like we are building a new, fresh set of talent, and either from adjacent industries or freshers who are coming out of colleges. So they have learned to the process, the rigor of space engineering, the rigor of rocket engineering. They've learned through the process, and now you see the success of India's first private orbital launch being successful in the very first attempt. So that way, I think the private sector is already building its own talent pool, and in fact, just in the last few years, we have generated employment of close to 5,000 people. Just in the private space industry. I think this is like fantastic for India. While ISRO has building its great talent pool and they're doing phenomenal missions, a new talent pool is getting generated in the private sector. It is also moving very fast.
Because we've got over 400 space startups attracting more than $500 million in investment, including about $150 million in the last year alone. Pawan, are you